I'm in my office and this is the best I can do right now, lighting wise. Desk lamp, tripod at an angle. Sorry. I'm currently meant to be in Japan, but with the whole coronavirus thing, it got cancelled. All public events in the next 2 weeks were cancelled. Schools in Japan have closed. Disneyland has closed. So my trip was officially cancelled a few days before we were due to leave on Monday. So I have a surprise week off. Obviously I'm already 3 days in, and I've bought 2 pairs of curtains, bed sheets, a table, I've done lots of writing. I'm seeing a show tomorrow night. I'm going to the cinema on Friday. Japan being cancelled is obviously disappointing because I was desperate to go to a country I'd never been to before, but I think it's actually a bit of a blessing in disguise because it's so rare that I get a substantial amount of time off to actually get lots of things done. I've been living out of boxes since October, so I actually had a carpenter round to come and talk about wardrobes. I went and got my hair cut today. Normal things, normal human being things that I just haven't been able to do in the last few months. Speaking of writing, I am here today to tell you something hugely exciting. As I told you a few videos ago, I am writing a retelling of the classic ballet shoes written by Noel Streatfeild, but I was very cagey on details, because I was told to be cagey on details. If it was up to me, I would have just gone, here's everything, this is what it's about, this is what all the characters are called, here's exactly what happens. But obviously, I need someone to rein me in when it comes to stuff like that, because you gotta keep details back until people actually have the book in their hands and they can read it for themselves. My reins have been loosened a little bit and I have been told that I can finally reveal the title. So without further ado, the title is, drumroll please. No, I know I'm doing it, I'm gonna need you to do it as well. You doing it? Into the Spotlight. So many of Noel Streatfeild's books were ballet shoes, circus shoes, tennis shoes, even theatre shoes. So I felt it was right to sort of move away from that because that's Noel Streatfeild's classic thing. It's her thing. So I didn't feel it was right to tread on the toes of ballet shoes and name my book Something Shoes, especially because theatre shoes still exists. So after long chats with the Puffin team, we have settled on Into the Spotlight, which I just think is the most perfect title. And now I'm going to read you an extract from the book, which I hope gives you more of an idea about why Into the Spotlight is the perfect title. The Pebble children lived underneath Chelsea Bridge. Well, they lived underneath the railway arches next to Chelsea Bridge, which is much closer to Pimlico, but it felt fancier for them to say they lived in Chelsea. It was much too far to walk to the Natural History Museum to see the dinosaurs, but close enough to the Battersea Park Children's Zoo that they couldn't complain too much. Not that they often complained. The Pebbles were very content children. After all, what children wouldn't be content when living in a theatre? A theatre was a wonderful place to live. It was filled with the most interesting people, especially Pebble Theatre. It was called as such because from wall to wall, top to bottom, it was covered in pebbles collected from seasides all over the world by someone they called Bam. Bam told me this one is her favourite because when you tilt your head and squint a bit, it looks like Elvis Presley, said Marigold, the eldest Pebble child. All 3 children tilted their heads and squinted, but only Marigold really knew what Elvis Presley had looked like. Bam, by the way, is the fastest way the children had found to say brilliant Aunt Maud. Great Aunt Maud, Bam had scoffed when called Great Aunt Maud by her great niece Lydia. I'm better than great, I'm brilliant, she trilled as she flourished her long pointed bright red nails around her short curled silver hair. Bam owned Pebble Theatre and she travelled all over looking for the world's finest talent to bring back to perform on its stage. She'd found contortionists, opera singers, playwrights and magicians. The weirder the talent, the more excited Bam got. However, she never went anywhere without finding a seaside town or a beach and searching for a pebble to bring home and add to her collection. There were pale pink ones that were pointed and jagged and looked like the teeth of a ferocious sea creature. There was a shiny green one that Morris could stare at for hours, hypnotised by the way it sometimes turned orange if the light hit it just right. There were ones so blue they looked like little pieces of the ocean. Bam brought them home and stuck them to the walls of the theatre. There were pebbles of all colours, shapes and sizes absolutely everywhere. They were even on the ceiling. Bam had created a wondrous seaside cavern. However, her favourite additions to her collection were the young Marigold, Margot and Morris. So now you know a little bit more about Into the Spotlight. The story revolves around Marigold, Margot and Morris, who are adopted by brilliant Aunt Maud, and they all live together in the Pebble Theatre and have many, many adventures. I'm gonna leave it there. So I hope you're as excited as I am about the title and hearing a little bit more about the story. It's all coming together and it's gonna be great. So happy World Book Day. I hope you're having a marvelous day. I hope you're reading lots. I hope if you have children, you are reading to your children lots. I hope they spend their book tokens wisely. I really miss getting book tokens at school. And I wish you a brilliant end to your week. Lots of love.